No one. The heart of the Eurasian continent. Iran, also known as Persia, is located at the crossroads between Western Asia and the Middle East, which is why the country is referred to as the geopolitical heart of the Eurasian continent. This unique position allows Iran to belong to two regions, as it is considered both a Middle Eastern and a Western Asian country. With an area of about 1.7 million square kilometers, Iran ranks 17th in the world in terms of land size and shares borders with 7 neighboring countries. The entire territory of Iran is surrounded by rugged mountain ranges, with around 1,500 peaks rising over 3,000 meters above sea level. This feature has turned Iran into a natural fortress that is difficult to invade, but it also presents significant challenges for trade and connectivity between regions. The separation in terrain means the cultures of ethnic minority groups in the mountains retain many distinct characteristics, contributing to ongoing ethnic instability in the country. What makes Iran stand out from many other Middle Eastern countries is its diverse landscapes. Here, you can find snow-capped peaks all year round, arid deserts, rainforests, and lush steppes. Iran is also home to the Dasht-e-Lut Desert, where NASA once recorded a record surface temperature of 70.7 degrees Celsius in 2016, making it the hottest place ever measured on Earth. In terms of population, Iran is currently home to about 89 million people, also ranking 17th in the world by population. Another impressive point is that over 60% of its people are under 30 years old, making Iran one of the most youthful countries in the region. The main language spoken is Persian, alongside about 70 other languages and dialects. Although the English proficiency rate is only about 15%, if you visit major cities such as Tehran or Isfahan, communicating with locals will be much easier. Have you ever visited Iran? If you are impressed by the natural scenery here, leave a comment with the number 1. Number 2. The strange cultural traits of Iranians. One of the things that often surprises many travelers when visiting Iran is the culture of politeness, which is considered excessive. Iranians may invite you to eat, give you gifts, or offer to pay for you, but they do not always genuinely expect you to accept. The important thing is that you should not agree immediately. Politely refuse once or twice as a social ritual, and if they continue to insist, then you can accept. Agreeing right away might make you seem lacking in subtlety or even greedy in the eyes of Iranians. When greeting Iranian women, you need to be even more mindful. While in the United States or other Western countries, shaking hands or kissing on the cheek is seen as friendly, in Iran, these gestures are reserved for close family members. Male visitors are advised not to initiate a handshake or touch Iranian women unless the woman offers her hand first. The safest and most polite way to greet is to place your hand on your chest and bow your head slightly to show respect. Another thing you should absolutely avoid is giving a thumbs up during conversation. In Iran, this gesture is considered offensive, similar to showing the middle finger in Western culture. Therefore, when you want to express agreement or give a compliment, you should use words or other appropriate gestures, especially when interacting with older people. Dining culture in Iran also reflects strong community values and subtlety. During traditional meals, no matter how hungry you are, you should never serve yourself first. Iranians usually serve and offer dishes to their guests. If you help yourself before being served, you may be considered impolite. Additionally, Iranian law strictly prohibits the use of alcoholic beverages. Therefore, you should absolutely avoid bringing or consuming alcohol if you want to avoid legal trouble. However, you can still enjoy beverages with a beer-like taste but completely non-alcoholic, which are sold in most restaurants in Iran. Number 3. Iranian women and tips you need to know. Iranian women are famous for their distinctive beauty, which is a blend of Asian and European features. They have fair, bright skin, thick black hair, oval faces, slim noses, and are often petite and well-proportioned. Although beautiful, due to religious policies, women in this country are not allowed to participate in major international beauty pageants. However, many women of Iranian origin have gained international fame, such as Sahar Binyaz or Shermeen Shahrivar. In love, Iranian women tend to be reserved and discreet, so affectionate gestures like hugging, kissing, or holding hands are usually limited at the beginning of a relationship. However, once they open up and become more comfortable, they can be extremely proactive. Iranian women value respect, soulful connection, and place great importance on emotional sharing. Meanwhile, Men in this country tend to be overly logical, and women still face many injustices in society. As a result, the single rate among Iranian women has reached nearly 40%, and this figure can be even higher in big cities like Tehran. The divorce rate is also at 30%, partly reflecting the challenges in finding compatibility between women and men in the country. On the other hand, Iranian women are more open to international marriages. Despite being a Muslim country, Iran's laws are relatively flexible when it comes to recognizing marriages with foreigners, creating opportunities for cross-border relationships. Iranian women are romantic by nature. If you want to impress them, a bouquet of fresh flowers along with thoughtful compliments will be your best support. Despite strict regulations, you may still come across Iranian women on dating apps such as Hamdam, or through Telegram, Instagram, and even VPN apps to connect internationally. Would you like me to share a few more tips on how to impress Iranian women? Leave a comment with the number 3, and I will reveal more for you. Number 4. Dress code regulations in Iran. Since the Islamic Revolution in 1979, compliance with dress codes has become mandatory for all women in Iran, including tourists. When appearing in public, women must cover their hair with a headscarf called a hijab and wear loose-fitting clothing that does not hug the body. Outfits such as sleeveless tops, short skirts, or low-cut shirts are strictly prohibited. In more conservative areas, such as shrines in Qom or Mashhad, dress requirements are even stricter, as women must wear a chador, a cloak that covers the entire body except for the face. Not only women, but men in Iran must also adhere to specific dress codes. Wearing shorts above the knee or sleeveless shirts is considered inappropriate attire. These regulations are strictly enforced by the morality police, who regularly patrol public places. If violations such as a loosely worn headscarf or overly tight clothing are detected, they have the authority to issue warnings, fines, or even detain violators. A shocking incident related to this regulation occurred in September 2022, when Mahsa Amini, a 22-year-old Kurdish woman, was arrested in Tehran for allegedly wearing her hijab improperly. She died while in custody, and many sources believe the cause was police brutality. Mahsa Amini's death sparked widespread protests across Iran and outraged the world. She became a symbol of the struggle for freedom and women's rights in the country. Number 5. The glorious history of Iran. Iran, also known historically as Persia, is the cradle of one of the first and most powerful super empires of the ancient world. The history of Iran began thousands of years before Christ, with ancient civilizations such as Elam and Med. But its pinnacle was the Achaemenid Empire, Persia, founded in the 6th century BC under Cyrus the Great. This was the largest empire in the world at that time, stretching from the Indus River in the east to the Mediterranean Sea in the west, covering an area of more than 5.5 million square kilometers, twice the size of the Roman Empire at its peak, and almost equal to the Mongol Empire in terms of territory ruled. Especially, the Persian Empire was notable for its advanced administrative system, rivaling that of modern people. Their engineering was also excellent, exemplified by the Persian Royal Road, which was more than 2,500 kilometers long, connecting vast lands across the country. After the Achaemenid Empire, Iran also witnessed other powerful dynasties such as the Sassanid, a counterpart to the Roman and Byzantine empires, or the Islamic Safavid dynasty with the symbol of Imam Square in Isfahan, the Qajar, the Pahlavi, and finally the Islamic Republic of Iran after the revolution in 1979. It is this glorious imperial history and those fierce upheavals that have given Iran a strong national identity and a desire to restore its influence in the region. Today, Iran is one of the key countries in the Middle East, often at the center of energy and security conferences, and also leading initiatives in the Muslim community. The world is now witnessing Iran continuing to write new pages of history in its conflict with Israel, the United States, and possibly some NATO allies. Will this be the next glorious chapter for the Persians, or will it be a regrettable past for them? Share your predictions about this war in the comments section. Number 6. Marriage that lasts only 3 months. Iran is one of the few countries in the world that allows the existence of temporary marriage, also known as muta marriage. This is a fairly common practice in this Muslim country, recognized and protected by law. According to Iranian government regulations, couples can hold a temporary wedding ceremony and be issued a valid certificate for a specified period. During the period when the temporary marriage contract is in effect, the couple is permitted to have a legal relationship without fear of violating the strict rules of Islam. However, this law is not for everyone. For women, they are only allowed to sign a temporary marriage contract if they are widowed or divorced. In the case of unmarried girls, temporary marriage can only be performed with the consent of their biological father. For men, whether they are married or not, they can still enter into such a contract. However, the man is required to prove a stable income or own enough assets to provide for the woman during the period of the temporary marriage. The process of registering a temporary marriage is carried out at the marriage registration office with all valid documents, after which the couple will hold a simple ceremony at the mosque in the presence of religious officials. The contract only officially comes into effect when all these steps are completed. The duration of temporary marriage can be extended indefinitely if both parties agree. But in reality, in Iran, this form usually lasts only from 3 to 5 months. In the context that young people under 25 years old account for up to 65% of the population, but many of them are unemployed or not yet financially capable of marriage, temporary marriage is considered a legal solution to emotional needs. Although legally recognized, temporary marriage in Iran still causes a lot of controversy. Many people are concerned that this practice leads to complex social issues, such as children being born without being acknowledged by their fathers or being abandoned. In addition, most Iranian men do not want to marry women who have gone through temporary marriages, and even less want to take responsibility for children born from such marriages. Number 7. Tehran capital, a blend of modern and classical. Tehran, the capital of Iran, is a city that embodies both a rich historical legacy and a vibrant modern lifestyle. With a population of over 25 million people, Tehran accounts for nearly 30% of the country's population and is also the largest city in Iran. Notably, Tehran became the capital in 1796 during the Qajar dynasty, when it was chosen as the seat of power due to its convenient geographical location in the north of the country, near the Alborz mountain range, which was advantageous for defense. There are many theories about the origin of the name Tehran, the most common of which suggests that it derives from a phrase meaning a place of underground refuge, referring to the terrain that once had many natural caves or ancient underground structures. This city was once a stopover for caravans on the Silk Road, and to this day, Tehran maintains its role as an important trading crossroads, connecting many strategic regions of the country. Tehran stands out for the contrast between its bustling, modern districts and ancient landmarks such as the Golistan Palace, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, or the vast traditional bazaars with their lively trade atmosphere. Against the Tehran skyline, the Azadi Tower and the Milad Tower are the most recognizable symbols of modern architecture, while in the distance, the snow-covered Alborz mountain range, almost white year-round, creates a magnificent and unique landscape, rarely seen in other capitals of the world. The city is also famous for its vast green parks, museums dedicated to Persian history and art, and a rich coffee and tea culture. Despite being affected by an arid climate, Tehran still surprises visitors with its tree-lined streets, Persian-style gardens, and especially the vibrant atmosphere of religious and cultural festivals that take place throughout the year. Number 8. A global energy powerhouse. Iran is one of the countries with the richest energy resources in the world. According to OPEC, Iran's oil reserves are about 208.6 billion barrels, ranking third globally after Saudi Arabia and Venezuela. In terms of natural gas, Iran possesses an estimated reserve of about 33.6 trillion cubic meters, the second largest in the world after Russia. The country is also the third largest producer of natural gas globally, after Russia and the United States. The oil and gas energy resources not only meet 80% of domestic consumption needs, but also contribute the majority of the nation's export value. In 2022, Iran produced an average of 3.5 million barrels of crude oil per day, of which about 1.35 million barrels served domestic consumption, and nearly 2.15 million barrels were for export, generating enormous profits for the economy. Energy exports helped Iran earn about 67 billion USD from oil in 2024, the highest figure in more than 10 years. If including the value of oil consumed domestically, Iran's total oil production value could exceed 142 billion USD. Besides oil and gas, Iran is also promoting the development of renewable energy. According to Iran's Ministry of Energy, renewable energy currently accounts for about 6% of the national electricity output, with wind and solar power being the two main focuses. In addition to oil and gas, Iran is rich in mineral resources, with zinc, copper, and iron ore reserves among the largest in the world. Notably, Iran has made many advances in the nuclear field. The country has enriched uranium to 90%, a level sufficient to produce material for nuclear weapons, and has developed modern centrifuge plants to improve uranium enrichment efficiency. Since 2011, Iran has successfully operated the Bushehr nuclear power plant. Number 9. The strangest tribe in Iran. The Qashqai tribe is a branch of Turkic people who migrated from Central Asia to Iran in the 11th and 12th centuries. With a population of about 400,000 people, they are now considered the second largest nomadic community in Iran, and also the last remaining nomads living in the country. They are mainly concentrated around the cities of Shiraz and Firuzabad in Fars province, where they still maintain a pastoral lifestyle on the grasslands and preserve many unique traditional customs. One of the most distinctive marriage customs of the Qashqai people is the rule regarding polygamy. Men in the tribe are only allowed to take an additional wife with the consent of the first wife. Usually, the reason the main wife agrees is because she cannot have children, and in such cases, she is the one who chooses the second wife for her husband, and the man has no right to object. Notably, being single is considered taboo in the Qashqai community, as they believe it is a selfish act that goes against the natural law of survival. In addition to their marriage rules, the Qashqai are also famous for their carpet weaving and colorful wool products. The women of the tribe are particularly skillful, and often stand out during festivals with their vibrant traditional dresses, paired with graceful headscarves. This is also one of the highlights that attracts the attention of visitors who seek to learn about the culture of this tribe. Although the Iranian government has made many attempts to encourage the Qashqai to settle permanently, they have steadfastly maintained their nomadic way of life for hundreds of years. However, in the context of increasing climate change and economic difficulties, many Qashqai have been forced to leave the grasslands and move to cities to learn trades and find livelihoods. This has left young people torn between the desire to integrate into modern society and loyalty to tribal traditions, while the elders worry that the old cultural values will gradually lose their appeal. No 10, a favorite destination for refugees. The Islamic Republic of Iran is known as one of the largest and longest-standing refugee-hosting countries in the world. The reason stems from waves of violence and prolonged conflicts in the Middle East and South Asia, forcing millions of people to leave their homelands in search of safer places. According to Iranian government statistics in 2021, the country is home to about 800,000 legal refugees, the majority of whom are Afghans with more than 700,000 people, followed by Iraqis, Syrians, and Pakistanis. However, in reality, the number of undocumented refugees in Iran is much higher, estimated to range from 1.5 to 2 million people. The presence of this informal population group has posed numerous challenges to social management and increased pressure on Iran's economy, which has already been struggling with sanctions and financial crises. Another worrying consequence is the situation of forced labor, especially among women and children. Official figures show that about 3 million children aged 10 to 15 in Iran have to do unskilled jobs such as transportation, waste handling, car washing, construction, and carpet weaving. However, many local media outlets suggest that the actual number could reach up to 7 million children, reflecting a much more serious situation than official reports indicate. Nevertheless, an interesting fact is that basic living standards indicators for the Iranian people are still rated fairly high compared to many other countries in the region, showing that it remains an unmissable destination for refugees. Number 11. Americans would have to work nearly 400 years to buy a Persian carpet. Persian carpets have long been renowned as some of the most expensive rugs in the world, with an average price of about $3,000 for a standard piece. But for rare carpets, this figure can soar to hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. The craft of Persian carpet weaving has existed for at least 2,500 years, originating from the time of the ancient Persian Empire, and is regarded as a sophisticated art form that reflects the cultural and historical depth of Iran. The most expensive Persian carpet ever recorded is the Clark sickle leaf carpet, which was sold for $33.7 million at a Sotheby's auction in New York in 2013. To put it into perspective, With the per capita GDP in the United States in 2024 at around 86,000 USD, a person would have to work for nearly 400 years without eating or drinking, merely photosynthesizing, to afford this carpet. Today, the export of Persian carpets still brings enormous profits to Iran's economy, second only to oil and gas. However, the carpet weaving craft is facing the risk of fading away as the younger generation is no longer interested in the trade. Witnessing elderly artisans weakened by the strenuous work, many young people choose to abandon the tradition. If this trend continues, it is estimated that in just 15 to 20 years, Persian carpet weaving could disappear from the country. Number 12. The paradise of nose surgery. When it comes to the cosmetic surgery industry, many people often think immediately of South Korea or Thailand. However, in terms of the number of nose surgeries performed, Iran is actually the leading country in the world. It is estimated that nearly 40,000 nose surgeries are performed each year in the country, an impressive figure, especially in the context of Iran still applying many strict regulations on women. The trend of nose reshaping has been gradually changing the perceptions of Iranian society. The sight of cosmetic clinics packed with clients has now become familiar on the streets, not only in major cities like Tehran but also spreading to many other provinces. Notably, it is not only women, but an increasing number of Iranian men are also opting for nose cosmetic surgery to enhance their appearance. Cosmetic services in Iran not only meet the needs of the domestic population, but also attract international clients, thanks to significantly lower costs compared to the United States or European countries. For many Iranians, cosmetic surgery is seen as a sign that society is becoming increasingly modern. They believe that improving their appearance helps boost self-confidence and opens up many better opportunities in life. Note 13. Famous delicious dishes in Iran. Ash, a nutritious soup of Iran, is considered the national appetizer, thanks to its rich flavor and excellent health benefits, especially during the cold months. This soup is made from fresh ingredients such as leafy greens, lentils, mung beans, and various types of beans, providing an abundance of protein, fiber, and vitamins. The diversity of Iranian cuisine is clearly reflected through appealing variations like yogurt ash, plum ash, or pomegranate ash, each carrying the distinctive flavor of its region. Gourmet sabzi is regarded as the soul of Iranian cuisine, always present on the dining table of every family. The secret to this famous stew lies in the harmonious combination of 5 types of native herbs: onions, passion fruit, red beans, and veal or lamb that is slow cooked at low heat to allow the spices to be fully absorbed. The aroma of the herbs blending with the tender sweetness of the meat, served with white rice, creates a dish that both locals and visitors find unforgettable. Juja kebabs is a famous street food made from pieces of chicken marinated with onions, lemon, salt, and saffron, then grilled over charcoal. The longer the chicken is marinated, the more flavorful it becomes. And when grilled, it releases an irresistible aroma. This grilled chicken is best enjoyed with roasted tomatoes and white rice, offering a blend of rich and fresh flavors that captivate diners from the very first bite. Number 14. Interesting festivals in Iran. Nowruz is the Persian New Year celebration, and also one of the largest and most popular festivals in Iran. This festival is held on the spring equinox, marking the beginning of spring and a new year full of hope. On this occasion, the streets of Iran become bustling with people shopping, choosing ceramic plates for the Haft-Seen display, and searching for the perfect goldfish for the New Year altar. It is easy to spot Haji Firuz, the cheerful character with a blackened face, singing and playing tambourine drums to announce the arrival of the new year. Interestingly, the first week of Nowruz is also one of the rare times when the capital Tehran becomes quiet and its air clean, as most residents go on vacation to the northern regions. Chaharshanbe Suri, also known as Red Wednesday, takes place on the Tuesday night before Nowruz. On this occasion, streets across Iran light up with fireworks and bonfires. People eagerly jump over the fires, singing the phrase, "Your red is for me, my yellow is for you," symbolizing the act of giving away bad luck and receiving positive energy, health, and good fortune from the fire. The festive, joyful atmosphere makes anyone want to join the crowds in celebration. Ashura is held on the 10th day of the month of Muharram, bearing a strong religious character, as it commemorates the martyrdom of Imam Hussein at the Battle of Karbala. The festival is highlighted by sorrowful tazia performances, reenacting the historical tragedy, especially in cities like Khorramabad, where people participate in the Khara Mali ritual of smearing mud on their bodies as a way to express grief and reverence. Tasua takes place right before Ashura, on the 9th day of the month of Muharram, when processions fill the streets and gather at mosques. Worshippers collectively beat their chests in a solemn rhythm, creating a deeply moving scene. Charity dishes known as Nazri are distributed free of charge to attendees. Places like Zanjan and Yazd are where visitors can fully witness the sacred and solemn atmosphere of Tasua. Number 15. Cost of living in Iran. When you set foot in Iran, one of the first things that will surely spark your curiosity is the cost of living in this country, with its rich history and culture. In major cities like Tehran or Shiraz, the rent for a one-bedroom apartment typically ranges from $250 to $400 USD per month. However, if you choose to live in smaller cities or peaceful suburbs like Yazd or Isfahan, this price can be much more affordable, only from $120 to $220 USD per month. If you want to truly enjoy the local lifestyle, try cooking at home with fresh ingredients sold at traditional markets. On average, you only need about 90 to 130 USD per month for groceries. And if you're a big fan of Iranian street food, each meal at a casual restaurant costs just about 2 to 4 USD, a rare chance to savor unique dishes like kebab or ghormeh sabzi without worrying about your wallet. Getting around in Iranian cities is also a memorable experience. A monthly bus or metro pass costs only between 8 and 15 USD. This is an extremely economical choice that still ensures convenience and safety. If you want to stay in shape and enjoy exercising, gyms in Iran are always ready to welcome you with fees starting from just 10 to 25 USD per month. With modern workout spaces and the enthusiasm of local trainers, you're sure to have an enjoyable experience. The total monthly cost of living in Iran falls between 450 and 900 USD, a rather affordable figure compared to many other countries, while the quality of life remains very good, along with the amenities and hospitality of the Iranian people. And that was 15 fascinating facts about Iran. I hope these 15 facts have given you a fresh perspective on this amazing country. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our next journeys. Which fact impressed you the most? Leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. The information is for reference only, so please do your own research before making any decisions.